Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me here today as always. Had to take a breath there. And we are going to do step number 3 of how to overcome social anxiety. Like and subscribe and we will continue. Step number 3. Well, first I've given you some tools. Some tools to use: affirmation, visualization. Now, that'll get you started. But what's going to keep you going? You got to know why you want to do this. Why do you want to overcome your social anxiety? What is the reason? What is the motivating force behind that? So what I want you to do is take a piece of paper and I want you to make 2 columns. I want you to make one column of what you're afraid of, why you don't want to do it, and on the other side, I want you to make a column of what are you going to be your benefits of doing it, of overcoming this social anxiety. So for example, in the first column, you might put, I'm afraid. What if I get rejected? Someone's going to treat me badly. I'll feel like a piece of crap. Okay, that's on the first column. The reasons why you don't want to do it, what you're afraid of, what you're afraid is going to happen. On the second column, you want to put the benefits, why you do want to do it, the benefits of what's going to happen if you overcome this social anxiety. For example, I'll get to be with real women. I won't have to sit behind a computer screen watching porn and masturbating, thinking about how great it would be to be with a woman. And besides that, porn is not good for you. I've got nothing against porn. I'm not saying I've never watched it, because I have, but it's just, you can become dependent on that and not really go out and get any real physical interaction. So moderation in everything, that's what I say. So, but what are you going to, what's going to be your benefits? What are you going, you're going to get to actually be with real women. You're going to get to talk to people, and you're also going to make contacts and connections which will influence your life and give you a better chance at having success in whatever endeavor you have. And that's something else. What is your endeavor? What is your vision? What are your goals? These actually have to be first and foremost. But it's really hard to achieve your goals unless you get over your social anxiety, because contrary to what you may believe, there's going to come a time when you have to really interact with people personally. You're going to have to look people in the eye. I talk to people every day, and especially in business. If a person won't look me in the eye, I have to wonder about them. What is it that keeps them from looking me in the eye? Now, I'm not talking about a death stare like this, but I'm talking about looking people in the eye, being comfortable talking to them, being comfortable in social situations. Because if a man sees that you're not comfortable, or a woman sees that you're not comfortable in your own skin, they have to wonder what's going on inside of you. What are you hiding? What are you ashamed of? What are you afraid of? What have you done in your past? Now, these things aren't always consciously thought of, but they're on a subconscious level. People can feel this in you. So that's one of the reasons you want to make a list of what you're afraid of, why you don't want to do this, what terrible things are going to happen, and then the benefits. Actually, it's a liability list and a benefit list. And the benefits far outweigh the liabilities. Most liabilities, if not all, will be centered in fear. Usually fear of what you're afraid is going to happen. False evidence appearing real. If you approach 50 people, probably 40 of those people aren't going to reject you. Now, if you approach 50 women and you're not good at it, you may get rejected by 50 women, depending on how you come off. I don't think I've ever been rejected by 50 women in a row. I've got rejected but I don't do cold approach. I mean, I do cold approach, but I'll give you an example. I'm working at a place down in St. Louis. Well, I mean, I live in St. Louis, but this is like down closer to the center. Okay. There's two fine looking women that work there. There's a blonde and then there's a brunette. Okay, the brunette came out one day several weeks back and she kind of smiled, so I got to talking to her. So every time I see her now, we flirt and we carry on. She's got a boyfriend, but I've invited her to sneak off with me on a tryst. That's kind of a rendezvous, a secret rendezvous. I wasn't even sure when I said the word tryst if I pronounced it right or if that's actually what it meant, but I had it a vague remembrance of the word, which it is, I think. But she knew what I meant. First she asked me what it was. I said, it's like a secret rendezvous. So I was joking around with her, and she's calling me a bad boy and this or that, but we had a lot of fun. Okay, she hasn't so far snuck off with me on a tryst, but hey, you never know. I'm not gone from the job yet. But with that being said, don't flirt with people you work with. This is a little different because I'm self-employed, so I don't work for her company. I'm doing work for the organization. I don't know how to say it. I'm an outside company, okay? So it's not like we're working together or she's under me or I'm over her or anything like that. You got to be careful of that nowadays. So we have a great time. Every time I see her, we joke around. And I asked her the last time I talked to her, or the time before, I said, are you ready to sneak off on that rendezvous? I said, are you thinking about that before you go to bed at night? Girls like this. People like it if you joke around with them. You know, it's a good time for you and it's a good time for them. Okay, now there's another girl who works there. She's a blonde. She's hot too. Okay, I thought she might have been a little stuck up, but I went in there yesterday to get my check because they pay me whenever I turn in a bill for the work I've done on the outside of the building. And I got to joking around with her, and I found that she was pretty friendly too, but see, she was a little shy. But because she was very attractive, and they both are, I thought she might have been, maybe she was married, or she's engaged, or she's got a boyfriend, or she's just stuck up. But whether she has a boyfriend or married, I don't think she's married. But she wasn't stuck up at all. I got to joking around with her, and we kind of had some fun too. She didn't have my check, and it was supposed to be there, so I told her that I was going to punish her if I came back and she didn't have it yet. You know, in a joking sort of way, and she laughed, and so we had a good time too. These things become fun. When you start interacting with people, especially beautiful girls, which I know most of my viewers would like to do, it becomes a lot of fun. It's a good time, and you walk away from that feeling good. I mean, even when you ask someone out, or like I tried to get that one girl to sneak off with me, she didn't go. She might someday. She may not. Doesn't matter. It was a lot of fun. I had no expectations. I was just having a good time. And that's what you need to do whenever you approach anyone, whether it be a girl you want to go out with, or just some gentleman on the street you want to talk to because you're both standing there, or whether it's a group of people. You're just there to have a good time. And guess what? When you have a good time, they have a good time. And if something comes of it, so be it. If it doesn't, so what? If all of you had a good time, it's a win-win for everyone. So that's all I have for today. Gotta go to work. So think about that. Think about that list. The fears, your liabilities, why you don't want to do it, what you're afraid is going to happen, and the benefits you will receive from it if you step out of your comfort zone and step through your fear. Make that list today. Liabilities, fears, what you're afraid of, and the benefits. How it's going to benefit you, what you're going to gain from it. And it could be many, many things. The immediate gain may not be anything compared to the long-term gain. When you learn how to deal with people, how to talk to people, how to have fun with people, there's something about that gives you a feeling of abundance and fulfillment that you're not going to get sitting behind a computer screen with the buffer. That's a buffer. That's all it is. It keeps you from being hurt, but it also keeps you from having a full, abundant life with connection with real people. All right? If you know anybody that can benefit from this, share this with a friend. Thanks for joining me. If you'd like to get my help personally, you can go to my website, marksinspiration.com. Send me an email. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.